Well, that's a good start.
It is a good start, isn't it?
Okay, so hello, Celia.
Hello, Jodie.
We thought it'd be a really lovely idea because you know when tutors come to workshops and they do these fabulous presentations and demonstrations and we see their wonderful work, we're in awe of you all, and
Yeah.
we learn loads and we hear little snippets from you, but we don't actually get the chance to get to know you. So we thought it'd be really nice to have a little chat, and we mustn't laugh too much.
Have you told everybody we've known each other historically for a very long time?
For a very long time, so shh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to kind of ask you these questions because they're the sort of questions that it's nice to know from people about the sort of creative side of things, not personal, you know.
Right.
So, have you always been into the creative arts, or was it something that spurred you into it?
Oh, yes. So I trained as a graphic designer in London, a place called Ravensbourne College of Art and Design, which was so small, and I worked as a graphic designer in London. And then you had to do everything. And at art college, you learned to do everything. You could do it. And with clients, they'd say, can you do it? And you say, of course I can do it. And you go back to studio and think, oh no, how am I going to do this? So it gave you the ability to say yes to everything and to be able to try and do things, try and do everything.
Yeah, brilliant. So that actually gives you such a lot of scope, doesn't it?
And sometimes too much scope.
Okay.
Because we're looking at being ourselves, and sometimes I wonder who I am sometimes, because I can jump things. I can jump from illustration to lettering to does that make any sense? Yes. So
Yeah.
but yes.
So the lettering came into the graphics in terms of typography, or did you actually learn hand lettering at Ravensbourne?
Oh, right. So we did hand lettering as a graphic designer then, as well as doing typography and be able to do type markups. Because that was the time, if you were giving a visual to a client, you'd hand letter the visual, but it would be very sketchy, using something called a Grant Enlarger, so a lot of tracing lettering. So it wasn't calligraphy as we know it, but it was lettering. And I love typography.
Right, okay.
Right.
So that kind of answers the question, really. I was going to say, but what is it about lettering that you love the most?
Oh, it's the shapes and patterns. It's shapes. I love it. I love shapes and patterns. I really, really do. So Ian, who was a potter when I met him, that was a long time ago in Cornwall, he said about me doing lettering on pottery. So I thought I could, and then I realised I couldn't. So that took me into calligraphy, because it's doing lettering. You think, I can do that. And me being, oh, I could do this, but I couldn't do it. So what I love about it, I love the words, the texture, but it's the patterns. Yeah. You know, when you do an S and it just feels like, oh, luscious.
Yes.
You know, or
now and again.
Or even very historical lettering, and looking back at such a history of lettering and contemporary. So you've got, but it is patterns and shapes, isn't it? Yeah.
And so who did you learn from, first of all?
Oh, right. So Wendy Selby.
Oh,
so Wendy Selby lived in Cornwall. And when I started in adult education, she was one of the tutors, and I said, I really want to learn this. And she said, well, if you do, you come privately to me. And I did for 3 years, and she never once gave me an exemplar. Everything was historical. And it was a very traditional, if you want to learn it, you learn it, which has always stayed with me, because it's that underlying structure, isn't it? However you can develop lettering, you have confidence with what that structure is to begin with. So she was a star. And I used to go to, she used to live near Newquay, so I used to drive there, with 3 young children, leaving them, at home with Ian, and spend an hour and a half of just going, right, and it was purely just lettering. Yeah.
Lovely, wonderful. So have you got a favourite script?
Yes, italic. It has to be italic, Josie. We expect no less, do we?
And the reason for that, can you
And the reason for
articulate
that,
that?
yes, is because you can do everything. You can do italic in sketchbooks, sketchy italic, you can do it monoline, you can do it with brushes, you can develop with so many ways. And in capitals as well, because they're just shapes. But italic can be fluid, can be jumpy, and it can really reflect what you want to say on the page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's very good at interpreting meaning.
It is.
Yeah, visually. Yeah.
Yes.
And your favourite medium?
Oh, right.
Oh,
My favorite medium. So I work in all different mediums. Right. And I do, I suppose, watercolor and placa, which is an acrylic, and gouache, yeah, and inks. but my favorite, but my favorite medium is paper.
okay. Yeah.
Yes, because I think if you know what surface you're writing on, or you're drawing on, or painting on, that's where you start from. And I think it is actually paper, and I love paper. I love the feel of it. I love it when it comes through the post. You think, oh, I've got new paper, and
Yeah.
yes.
So there's an element of all three of those things, paper, medium, and script, in the collaborative work that you do.
Yes.
You've done a fair bit. So what is it about the collaborative work that is so enjoyable or inspiring?
Oh, what is it? It's being within a group of friends who you laugh with, who you share, and it's the sharing. It's the sharing of laughter and getting stuck and don't know what you're doing. But when when you collaborate with friends and you send something back through post, because it's mostly through post, and it's often where we work on each other's work. So it's not separate work. So with Claire, we start off with blank pages. We might have a theme, we might not have a theme, we won't have a size. So it's a developing all the way through. So with the big pieces we start off with, which is usually Arch Vellum, we might do big marks. We start each, so we send to each other, and it's so exciting to open it up. So you go through excitement, then you go through like, oh, I've got no idea what to do. But it's lovely because you're thinking about it. You're walking the dog, you think, I can do this, I can do that, and it's and then you might rip it up. You might rip the sheets, or you might fold, or you might add things, or collage, send it back. And she sends me something back, or within a group. And it's the excitement of thinking, oh, I never thought of that. I never thought of it.
Yeah.
And so it keeps you very active and very happy, very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And spontaneous rather than hugely planned.
Oh, it's the planning. And I think we can get stuck into too much planning. Yeah. We can plan and plan and plan, and that energy is gone from the piece.
Yeah.
Whereas like things like collage and working in collaboration, and I think it's taught me to be far quicker as well, and to use different mediums with things.
Yeah. So the versatility is a huge thing. You've got that behind you from your graphics.
Yeah.
As you said, you can turn your hand this way and that way, and your creativity. Yeah, brilliant.
Yes,
it sounds very energizing to work that way.
Oh, it is incredibly energizing. So
it makes me. Sorry, go on.
Go. No, carry on, Josie.
It makes me think, oh, it's something, the way you talk about it and the energy you have about it, it makes me think, oh, it's something that we could do with a bunch of students. And so have you ever used that sort of mode in your own teaching?
Yes, I have. So I did probably about 10 years ago with Exeter Letterers and Plymouth Calligrapher start off book groups. And I could let you have all the information to start off a book group, and it's very easy. It's just working really on A4, and you do a concertina book and you just pass it around. So you think of a theme. So you think of a theme, and it could be travel, it could be time, it could be the group thinks of a theme, and then everybody within that group you could have time. So you could have like the Egyptians, or you could have the Edwardians, or you could have actual time as a clock. So people choose within that very broad theme what they do and send to each other once a month. And in Plymouth, this was taken over by the wonderful Gloria, who makes the best cakes ever. So I think everybody goes for the cakes, really. No, they don't. So they go to a house once a month. It's an interchanging group of usually between 6 and 8 people. Some people have been there all the time. And she has done this for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And she's got a book a year with them. And it's such a supportive group. And to work in collaboration means also you're very supportive of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Lovely
definitely.
way to work. Yeah, so, okay, definitely something to try.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So in your teaching, what is it that you like the best about teaching?
Chocolate biscuits. No, I'm only joking. I shouldn't have said that. It's going to Village Hall and seeing that people brought cakes and chocolate biscuits. And yes, what I love about it is seeing. It's not for people to take what I do, but it's to see them, to encourage them to be themselves, to encourage them to see that spark where they love it and they go, oh, I never thought I could mix colour like that, or I didn't know you could do that, or I've got these pencils, so they'd say like woodcolour pencils, I've got them in my drawer and I didn't know how to use them, or I didn't know. And so it's that's what I love about it, is meeting people, and how good groups are. I think going across the country, I'm forever humbled on how kind the groups are, how kind to each other, how people share equipment, and how kind they are to us as well. When we come in, you know, it's incredibly kind and empathetic place to be, I think. Calligraphy and lettering art.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. They're all lovely people.
Yes.
So what are you working on at the moment?
So what I'm working on is, behind me is, right, so during lockdown, so of 2 things. First of all, I'm a member of Devon Guild of Craftsmen, right? And so in the Christmas exhibition, I painted paper and folded it, right? And I haven't got anything because luckily I sold them all, which was amazing, to a hotel. I couldn't believe it. I was gobsmacked, really. So I've painted paper, which is very, very fine paper, and then I'll fold it, and so it looks like landscapes and seascapes.
Oh, yes, I've seen some of these, yes.
Yes, so I did that, and that was really exciting for me. Yeah. And that actually came from one of the collaborative books that I did, not quite that, but it gave me the idea of doing it. So during lockdown, with 2 separate groups, one's a local group, and then multidisciplinary, so they'd be potters or ceramicists or printmakers. We started off by posting once a week on Instagram with a prompt. So we go around and we take a prompt each, and behind me is some of them. And then I started off with a calligraphy group of really good friends, and we did exactly the same. So the idea, and we called each other postcards, so there's 4 of us, and we just do a prompt a week. So we've got abstract this week, we've had silence, well, I don't tell you, we've got lots of them. Yes, we've got simplicity, and you just give a word, and you don't have to work big. So it's just slightly bigger than postcard size, and you can really work in any medium you want to work in, and that's kept us very connective and creative.
Yeah, brilliant idea. Because it has been, I think, very difficult for some people through lockdown to get any kind of motivation and inspiration to just keep at it. So that was a brilliant idea. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions now. Okay, just instant answer. Okay, lark or owl?
Oh yes, definitely morning. Lark, yes.
Okay. Tea, coffee or smoothie?
All of them. No. Really tea. Tea more than anything.
So,
No.
I think I can guess this one. Beach,
Yeah.
mountain, or forest?
Well, I live next to a beach, right?
Right.
Not forest, but mountains are the most exciting because I don't see them.
Okay, interesting.
Right.
Rock, pop, or classical?
Oh, go Celtic music.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
not quite sure where that sits in, or any music really.
Okay, you're not allowed to do that.
Oh no!
Pick one. Okay, cat, dog, or fish?
Oh, a dog.
Dog. Pen, brush, or pencil? How do you answer that?
Oh, I can't.
Oh, all right,
I really
I'll let you
can't.
go
No, I
on this
don't.
one. Oh, Celia, it's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. I
And,
loved you. And
thank you for an insight into such a lovely person.
oh, thank you. Take care. Bye. Bye.